Hey there, Taurus. Welcome to your reading for the week of April 17th. We are just going to jump right in here, Taurus. You start off with this planner card. It says, take financial inventory and see what needs to change. A lot of people have been getting these cards of needing to keep an eye on their finances and things like that. Again, I just really have a strong feeling that this is going to come up quite a bit over the next 10 years at least. We're going to see a lot of craziness and stuff like that going on in the world. Does this mean you should panic? No, it does not. It means that you should pay attention. You should stay calm. You should learn as much as you possibly can about finance, because the people who learn how to navigate the changes, who learn how to do what they can with what they got, those people are going to be ridiculously successful. We see, and we will see a lot of people who are screaming that the sky is falling. And again, I want to make it very, very clear that yes, there could be a lot of issues, a lot of things going on. But the thing is that the people who take control of their own lives and learn how to navigate it will be very successful. It is going to serve you a zero amount to sit there and scream with everybody else. So, I want to empower people. I want to make that very clear. I've been getting a lot of comments recently from people who are always like, yeah, but all these things are happening. Yes, they absolutely are happening. But number one, if you leave me a comment, what are you going to do about it? What is your action? Go take the action and change it. Great. Congratulations. If there was ever a time where little old you or me could do something about it, it would be right now. But here's the other thing, is that you can do something about it by taking control of your own life, by kind of building and leaving a legacy, which we see right here. Again, the easiest thing I think people can do is follow their heart at this time. And your heart could be this card right here, the strength card, which is your heart. Strength is, she is getting that lion to submit to her. That lion represents her inner voice, her inner critic, her inner demons, but it can represent pretty much anything that she has to work on every single day. So it can represent good things as well. And I think that as long as you are allowing your heart to be your guide right here, the sun, 10 of Pentacles, even three of Wands, it's like there are things that you want to do with your life, but maybe they don't make much sense. Maybe it's only a feeling that is guiding you. And I feel like now is the time for you to kind of you leave a comfort zone. You have the Two of Swords at the end, and to get out into the world and to take another chance here with the Nine of Wands to try to accomplish something great, the 10 of Pentacles, because that will make you very successful. You have the Knight of Wands here. I feel like you're ready for a new adventure. I feel like you're ready to kind of build something new in your life. I would be careful of inconsistent energy just in general. Going up here, I'll show you. Going up to the sun, you have this bad forces card. It says someone is not good for you. So I would be careful of a person who maybe you thought you were going to have it all with the 10 of Pentacles. And, maybe this person is trying to come back into your life, Mercury retrograde, right? Or something like that. I would just avoid that person or do whatever you can to protect yourself from that energy. With the Strength card, you have the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles can represent holding on too tightly to the past or a comfort zone. I think that this is true for, again, basically pretty much everyone. I think everyone could be holding on too tightly to comfort zones. And if we release those things, then we'll be much more successful. With the Nine of Wands, you have the Four of Wands. Again, Four of Wands is a major focus for you here, Taurus, because you're going to be very focused on setting yourself free. And Four of Wands can be completing something. Of course, it can represent marriage, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But, it's really a card of completion. It kind of is like a card I consider to be a finish line card, and it can represent wrapping something up. So a lot of you could be finishing projects or businesses or whatever and kind of moving on to the next thing. And, I feel like completing the past and is going to set you free here to the 10 of Pentacles. A lot of you might be working on new ideas, and I feel like they're going to be very successful. With the Knight of Wands, yes, you have the sun. It's you literally, all your readings basically say that you have to build your desire, The Knight of Wands, he only, he kind of uses his desire to guide him, meaning the only evidence he needs that something is right for him is that his desire tells him to move in that direction. But it's not just desire. We're not talking about toxic forms of desire. We're talking about his heart is kind of guiding him and he feels passionate and excited about something. So I'd say if you feel passionate and excited about something and it feels right, then I would move in that direction, whatever it is. Could be love, business, whatever. Next, In the area of the unexpected, you have this being a copy card. It says, copying successful people can backfire and won't set you apart. It says, find what makes you unique and discover the genius that resides in you. Because success comes from fierce originality, not imitation. So I kind of disagree with that in a lot of ways. So I will say, some of you, of course, if you're copying someone word for word, don't do that. But, I feel like there is a time and a place to kind of like mimic success. I kind of feel this is more saying like, don't compare yourself to other people. So I would make sure that you don't compare like your successes to other people, but I also feel you do need to kind of dive into your own unique self. You have the Four of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, and the Wheel of Fortune. The Ten of Pentacles can kind of represent something like hidden or secret. It is a card of building, leaving a legacy. If you want love, well, I wouldn't really call this a love reading, but what I would say is if you want love, it's like I personally consider this to be the best love card in the deck, but it's also can be a card of hidden or secret information. This old man here, he normally represents the patriarch of the family, but he can represent someone who is coming and bringing a gift to this family who just had a baby, but he represents a beggar, like someone who has nothing to give. But kind of like, I don't know, I'm kind of getting a weird message here, Taurus, where I feel like you feel that something isn't special, but it's actually much more special than you realize. So, I find this happens a lot with people in their information, like they don't realize how valuable their information is, and so they don't think it's special, so they don't put it out into the world, or they stop themselves from starting a YouTube channel and sharing ideas. So if you have any ideas you want to share, I would say now is the time. I do see your finances improving here. You have the Wheel of Fortune, and the Wheel of Fortune says take control. We take control of the Wheel of Fortune, but with our vibrations. You can see this snake over here. The snake kind of represents our vibes and the energy we give off. So I would make sure to take control of the wheel. We can also take control of the wheel with education as well. So if there are things that you don't know, like we go this way here, she has this new island behind her on the Two of Swords, and I always say that new island is somewhere she's never been before. So it's like sometimes we have to learn through experience, right? It's like maybe you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel or starting your business or starting a relationship. It's like I kind of feel like this reading is saying there's like some sort of experience that you need to have so that you can get the truth, which is what I'm getting off the Ace of Swords. And we're not talking about the truth as in someone's lying to you. We're talking about the truth as in do you actually want to do something with your life, like a direction that you're thinking about going in, or not, right? And the only way you can get that answer is to go through the experience. And so I really get that here because you have the Four of Swords. This is why. He's dreaming of something right here. There's a person who's receiving blessings in this stained glass window. And it's almost as if if I put myself in your shoes, Taurus, which is how I read, it's almost as if you are dreaming of something or you've imagined doing something with your life. Could be like moving, being in a relationship, whatever it is, doesn't matter. You're all different. And I feel like this is saying you need to find out, like as in you need to have the experience or at least start the experience to see how it's going to go, right? And so I kind of feel like it's saying you need to discover your own truth with that Ace of Swords. With the Four of Swords, you have the Temperance card. Temperance is like, it says you can turn a positive into a negative, you can turn a negative into a positive, right? So it kind of is a card of control. I do feel like it's saying that it's like sometimes I think we're afraid to start anything new because, we don't want it to fail. But I feel like this is saying if you don't give up, then you've never failed, right? Because it basically pretty much guarantees success if you don't give up. And so I feel like this is saying, yeah, there might be some times where, you're starting your business or whatever, you don't know what to do and you might have a failure. But as long as you don't give up, then you didn't fail. With the Ten of Pentacles, you have the Ace of Pentacles. Yes, this right here is going to be something that makes you very, very happy. I feel like it's something that does need a little bit of dedicated focus as well. So it's like you could be working on a new project or a new opportunity. And maybe this reading is kind of like saying, make sure to cleanse your energy, especially with this right here that says bad forces are blocking time. It's like maybe you need to make sure that you're surrounding yourself with positive people, which I think is always a good idea. But definitely if you're like working on a project or a business or a relationship, it's like make sure the energy that's coming into it is positive. And I definitely get that. With the Wheel of Fortune, there you go. You have the Chariot, major victory coming in for you. Even this way, two cards of a victory here, Chariot, Ace of Swords. And the Two of Swords is coming up in the area of the good stuff, so it looks to me like you're making a move. is what this is saying. Some of you could literally be moving, but it could also just be that you're making a move. You're getting started on something. Again, you have this bad forces blocking time. It says spiritual cleansing is necessary. Trickery, lies, evil eye, shadow self, someone is not good for you. Again, I would be looking at things. I would be telling yourself the truth is really what I'm getting here with that Ace of Swords. It's like there are so many times in my life where it's like I don't criticize anyone for this, by the way, because it's like, we've all done it where it's like maybe we're in a relationship we know isn't right, or maybe we catch the person lying a bunch of times and we just let it go, right? And because we're like, no, we don't want to believe it. We don't want to be alone or whatever. And I kind of feel like this is more saying, like, you clearly know the truth of a situation now, right here. You have the Sun, the Ace of Swords, and the Three of Wands. So the Sun illuminates the truth, and you have the Ace of Swords, which kind of says, that the truth could be coming out. So I feel like there could be a truth that's being exposed to you. And the Three of Wands, like, what are you waiting for? It's like sometimes I think we, get into a relationship and we're like, oh, I'll give this person one more chance, right? But it's like if they're an adult, how many chances do you have to give an adult? I think that an adult should get one chance, right? Especially because it's like, I've heard too many stories over the years of people where it's like they get stuck with a person who just lies and lies and lies and lies. And it's like, to me, an adult shouldn't lie one time, right, in a relationship about anything, basically, because they're an adult. They know right from wrong. And I literally just said this to another sign. I can't remember who, but I get the same energy for you. It could be the Mercury retrograde that's bringing this up. So there might be some sort of truth that you have to admit to yourself, but I feel like admitting it to yourself is going to be the thing that sets you free. And the Three of Wands, like, what are you waiting for? I also feel that you are being guided because the Sun is like a card of like great happiness and joy, but it also shines a light on things that are good for us. So I feel like you need to, kind of like pay attention to things that your attention is being drawn to. So if something makes you happy, I would move in that direction. I also feel it's Three of Wands, like, what are you waiting for? As in, it's time to get started in this new direction that we've been talking about here. Three of Wands is like a card of taking the lead, and you have a lot of those cards. Chariot, that card, definitely time to take the lead. With the Sun, Seven of Swords here. Someone lied to you, I feel, in the past. It doesn't even have to be love. This could be in work, in business. Could be anything. But I feel like you have the truth now. And it's like, I know it's hard, but the sooner you can accept the truth, the better this reading will be for you. With the Ace of Swords, I almost would say that this needs to be your focus right here, right? Is going this direction. Whatever you're dreaming about, whatever you see as your dream or as something that can provide fulfillment for you. I don't think it's like one thing is what I would say to you, Taurus. It's like, it might be, maybe you have this idea of a story that you would like to live, like, have love, have a family, have a business, whatever. I'm just giving you an example here. It's going to be different for all of you. But I feel like this is saying you need to make it like more of a focus and make sure that you're not settling. Like if you're with a person who says, no, I don't want children, for example, this is another truth that could be coming up here, Taurus, is you might be with a person who doesn't want the same thing you do. And it's like, I think sometimes we get in relationships where we think the person's going to change, but they're just not going to change, plain and simple. So I feel like you need to accept things as a truth as well. And this might be a hard lesson that you've learned over the years. And now I feel like you could be actually living your truth more, what you actually want, by focusing on it and by making sure that you don't get into situations that are less than, making sure that the people you want are a match for you, right? And not even just people. I think this goes for everything, like jobs. And, I really feel it's saying, like, don't settle. With the Three of Wands, you have the Fool. Definitely time to take a risk. The Three of Wands, like, what are you waiting for? The Fool is like, it's time to start your journey. It's time to get moving. You have this family and heritage card. This is coming up in the area of the good stuff. It says it's time to get back in touch with your loved ones you have been away from. Yeah, some of you could be getting in touch with family or spending time with family here. You have the Two of Swords, the Hermit, and the King of Cups. Especially if you've been in hermit mode, I would say that it could be a good time for you to socialize. I kind of get that vibe here. It might not be family. It might be just people who matter to you, people who, people who like friends in your community. And I feel a lot of you could be getting out into public. I do feel a little bit of love here. Again, you have a King of Cups here. It could just be a person with very deep emotions. I'm not even getting like any sign. You always have Leo. Like you clearly have a Leo in your energy. Whether again, if you don't want Leo, that's fine. But I'm just saying, it's like, people leave me comments and it's like, it's like, it's not going to stop a person from being interested in you leaving me a comment saying you're not interested in Leo, just so you know, if you have a Leo that's interested in you. So if you want to be single for the rest of your life, that's fine. But just know that you have a Leo who's probably interested in you. This has been coming up for weeks. Or Sagittarius. Could be a Cancer, Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, or Leo with the Wheel of Fortune showing up here as well. So take it how it resonates. But I feel like it's someone with very deep emotions, probably something that you want. Plain and simple. You have the Two of Swords. Two of Swords is like needing to see that there are other ways of doing things. She's sitting where she has always been, and there's a new island behind her, and I always say that it represents like going to that new island where there could be something new, like a new way of running her business over there, a new way of having relationships, a new way of, working out or improving her health or spirituality, whatever she wants to do, and whatever you want to do. And I feel like it's showing up in the good stuff, which tells me that you're probably going to do it. With the Two of Swords, yeah, you have the World and the Knight of Swords here. So clearly an accomplishment coming in for you. I kind of feel like that Knight of Swords could be communication as well. So if you're looking for love, I do feel there could be communication. Like I said, I think you're more focused on whatever that Four of Swords is, which is probably, some sort of experience you want to have, right? And that could include love, but I just don't think it's like a major, chunk of it. Maybe it's a part of it. With the Hermit, you have the Page of Wands. This is the only thing that you need to focus on. Your reading probably could have been, I don't know, about 30 seconds, because I think that if this card just came up, this is all you need to do right here, is to follow your enthusiasm. Page of Wands is, he really just feels that he wants to do something, and he does it because he feels enthusiastic, because he feels excited about it, because his heart is telling him to do it. So, everything that I've talked about. With the King of Cups, you have the Judgment card. You could be waking up to a person, you could be waking up to the potential that a person has here if you want love. I also feel you could just be, kind of waking up to your emotions. He has very deep emotions, the King of Cups. He, really feels a certain way about things, like he wants to do something, and so he does it. He's willing to explore. The Judgment card, would tell me that you're maybe more willing to step out of the coffins. Again, I always say the people on this card are inside coffins. The coffins represent their old life. Outside the coffin represents their new life. And I kind of feel it's just kind of saying that you're more open to stepping into a new life. You're more open to trying something new. Pretty interesting reading. It feels good. I feel like there are blessings coming in with the Four of Swords twice, but it's almost like a blessing that you're focusing on. We're going to pull 5 main themes now. Yep. You have this Independence card. I do feel again, this is why I said it's not like a love reading, because I feel like you're very focused on being independent, making sure that you are independent. Again, that does not mean you won't have love. I just think that, what the reading is trying to say is you are more focused on creating your own stability. It makes sense having Uranus in your sign as well, Taurus. Uranus and Taurus is all about freedom. So it's probably like personal freedom, relationship, as far as the order that you are going to, have that in your life. I hope that makes sense. But, I kind of feel like you're focused on your own independence. And I also feel you're probably very focused on creating financial independence as well, which again makes perfect sense. And especially when Jupiter enters into your sign this year and then, officially moves into your sign next year, at the end of this year, I should say. I think that's going to be a really good time for you, really good for money. You have this Control card. This is a card of a victory. Could also be a Capricorn coming in for you as far as love is concerned. This card always reminds me of the World. It is Jupiter and Capricorn, and it looks exactly like the World card. So I do feel that there could be some achievements coming in for you, or there is a big achievement coming in for you. I also feel that for a lot of you, this is kind of highlighting education. That both the Wheel of Fortune has Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, and Leo on the outside. So does the World card. It's kind of popping into my head that some of you could be like learning the energies of those signs, and that could be working with those energies could be beneficial. You have this Discovery card, King of Cups. By the way, King of Cups has that boat in the background, literally represents discovery on the King of Cups, and you have this Discovery card. I feel like you're discovering new ways of living your life. New ways of doing things in work or business. We've been talking all about this. And again, I would encourage you to go on the adventure, because it's almost like this reading is saying you have to learn by doing. Remember, we said this earlier. That seems to be a major focus for you right now. And doing that is going to lead to success. You have this Influence card. I would be careful of past people in relationships. Everybody's had this. I don't know what's going on with this Mercury retrograde, but I kind of blame this retrograde for, bringing up past people or past influences. I do also feel like you need to be careful of past influences, as in, we all kind of have like traumas and things like that we we apply to situations now. You know what I mean? It's like we all have certain things that prevent us from moving forward. And I feel like this is saying, it might be a good time actually, because it is a retrograde. It might be a good time to work on some of those traumas, or to try to overcome some of those blocks or those limiting beliefs, or whatever the case may be. Finally, you have this appreciation card. This card of abundance. You can see right here, there's this cornucopia right here on the card. And the cornucopia represents success and abundance, and a lot more abundance coming in for you. So I feel that. I also feel like practicing gratitude will be really good for you. I do feel a little bit of love here with that influence card. It's very interesting. Again, very small. I'm wondering, if you're looking for love, this might be the very beginnings of something where it's like you become interested in a person, maybe you meet a new person, maybe they become interested in you, whatever the case may be. But I do feel like you could be attracting a person who is very influential, like maybe they are your boss. Maybe, which, I'm not suggesting anyone does that, right? But you never know. It could be, a person just in your community that you look up to or something like that. I don't know. It's popping into my head, but there you go. Looks really good. Love it, Taurus. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.